What up, gamers? I'm Aaron, and welcome to the weekend. We're halfway through the first week of 11.1, which means that everywhere you look, somebody is trying to tell you, do this right now, or you are behind forever. Well, how much does that actually matter? I'm going to tell you the 3 things that you actually do need to get done before Tuesday, and then we'll get back to enjoying our week until it's time to go full-on blaster mode with the season start. Let's get to it. Alright, so like I said, only 3 things this week. The first one is going to be the Undermine Campaign, up to the point where you're waiting for Renzik to convince Gaslow of this spoiler-free event that is taking place. Now, the reason this is so important is because this means that next week you can immediately start the latest chapter, which will reward this quest here. Liberation of Undermine, the House Loses. This is basically the complete the raid quest for the tier, and it's going to give you an enchanted runed crest. This is pretty much either a free embellishment craft, or saving you 60 free crests that you would have to use on something else otherwise. So this is the most important thing, and you're going to feel really stupid if next week, once everyone is enjoying Mythic Plus, you're cramming in homework quests before raid time just so you don't miss out. Seriously, do this now, and you won't regret it. The second thing you need to do is take advantage of some gear freebies that we have lying around before next week. The first of those is going to be the Cyrce Signet Ring, which, while I know it's old content, it's important to remember that this thing is tuned to be equivalent to a heroic Undermine ring. If I told you that you could get a heroic ring right now, you would be racing off to do it. So don't let the fact that this is a little bit expired stop you from getting this very important power increase. This is probably the one thing that you are going to be wearing through Heroic Week. So keep that, get it as close to 658 as you can, and that's pretty much good here. Unless your character is straight poop, or you're on a new alt or something. In which case, check Wowhead here, and you can see right here on the Today in WoW, you can see the World Soul Zone. This is where you're going to want to go fly through orbs on any alts for weathered crests that can be used to craft up to 629 gear. You can only do a couple pieces, so I would recommend basically just do your weapons, and if you have some spares, maybe a necklace or a strong non-tier slot. I want to do a quick side note to address that you might see a couple people saying, you should be farming cartel reputation this week, and I'm here to tell you that is a complete hoax. So, there are a couple notable rewards from the Renown. The first one is some crests, then you've got a coffer key at rank 9, and all the way at the end you get a second enchanted rune crest. Well, the crests are so low value that pretty much within the first couple days, they're going to be useless. The cap that you have for free is already probably just fine. The second thing is the coffer key. This might actually be the most useful if your class needs a delve trinket, something like the ritual knife or the quick wit candlestick, but other than that, again, you'll have Mythic Plus, so not super important. And third is the enchanted rune crest. This one sounds really powerful, but remember that each of these enchanted crests is going to require a spark to craft. So the amount of people this is useful for is actually quite narrow. It's basically only people who are going hard enough that they will have max renown by the time the third spark is available, but not going so hard that they don't just have better gear by then already. I would say, unless you have a very specific plan for how you're improving your character that includes these rune crests, I would say just don't worry about the rep. Try to save that grind energy for next week when we're going to want to be doing as much as we possibly can. Now third, and this is serious, I'm not fucking around here. Third is getting your life together as much as you possibly can this week. Starting with the season start, the answer to at least 50% of all of your questions is going to be just play more World of Warcraft. You know, how do I get better gear? Play more World of Warcraft. How do I do more damage in Theater of Pain? Run more Theater of Pains. How do I survive Cinderbrew Meadery? You get the point. The answers to the other 50% of questions you can probably find on my Twitch channel, where I hope you'll stop by throughout the week. But to get back on track, playtime is so important in the start of a season. Anything you can do right now to stop it from making you take a break next week is going to be critical. This could be something as simple as cleaning up your gamer area so that it's not in your way, or it could be as complex as meal prep so that you don't even have to stop for anything. Whatever you can do that will save you time next week, doing it now is the best possible time, because it's not going to get any easier next week. It's just going to be more in your way. So, those 3 things. Campaign. the goddamn, okay, I'm gonna cut away from this. Alright, so like I said, 3 things. Campaign is number 1. Gear freebies is number 2. And number 3 is gonna be just making sure that you're ready to game. Other than that, you have nothing left to do. Save your grinding passion for next week when it's really time to fucking go. If you're desperate to play WoW, look into the D.R.I.V.E races. They've actually been super fun for me, and they're surprisingly tough with the stock car. Or you can look into the Going Goblin mode achievement if you want a new background for your warband. But seriously, just get ready for next week. We'll meet back up, and we'll all be blasting. It's going to be a great time. My name's Aaron. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you soon. Peace. The goddamn, okay, I'm gonna cut away from this.